Donnie Darko came out in late 2001, and despite an initial lukewarm response, the film has gone on to gain a loyal following and critical recognition. The film deals with multiple universes, time travel, and the very existence of God. The level of detail in the film as it unfolds toward its climax is what has inspired many an article and video essay such as this. Donnie Darko is a troubled but ultimately good teenager who, as it turns out, has been chosen to save the universe. One night, Donnie is awakened by a strange bunny rabbit called Frank, who lures him out of his house. Frank then informs Donnie that the world will end in 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes and 12 seconds. Suddenly, a jet engine falls in on Donnie's house, which would have killed him if not for Frank. What then follows is a series of events which conspire to lead Donnie to first realize and then fulfill his destiny. In the film, Donnie is given a book by his science teacher, The Philosophy of Time Travel, and it is this in-movie fictional book that is the key to understanding the film. In the director's cut of the film, which was released in 2004, excerpts from the book were included on screen, making it much easier for fans to follow both the plot and the themes explored. The clarity that was arguably missing from the original is present in the longer version of the film. In addition, the full pages were made available on the film's website, as well as being included as an extra feature in the DVD release. Throughout this video, I will be referring to and using the text from those pages to explain and analyze the movie. Chapter 1: The Tangent Universe. The primary universe is fraught with great peril. War, plague, famine, and natural disaster are common. Death comes to us all. The fourth dimension of time is a stable construct, though it is not impenetrable. Incidents when the fabric of the fourth dimension becomes corrupted are incredibly rare. If a tangent universe occurs, it will be highly unstable, sustaining itself for no longer than several weeks. Eventually, it will collapse upon itself, forming a black hole within the primary universe, capable of destroying all existence. So essentially, the philosophy of time travel reveals that we exist in a primary universe, but sometimes a corruption of time occurs which creates a duplicate of the primary universe, i.e. the tangent universe. The cause of the corruption of time is not known. It may be a naturally occurring phenomenon or the result of a mistake made by a technologically advanced future race of humans. But these possible explanations are speculative and outside of the direct information provided in the movie. In the film, a little while before the jet engine fell in on Donnie's house, a tangent universe was created, and nearly everything that we see in the film is happening in an alternate reality to the primary universe. This tangent universe is highly unstable, only existing for a few weeks. Eventually, the tangent universe will collapse in on itself, potentially, and remember the word potentially, forming a black hole within the primary universe capable of destroying all existence. Chapter 4: The Artifact and the Living. When a tangent universe occurs, those living nearest to the vortex will find themselves at the epicenter of a dangerous new world. Artifacts provide the first sign that a tangent universe has occurred. If an artifact occurs, the living will retrieve it with great interest and curiosity. Artifacts are formed from metal such as an arrowhead from an ancient Mayan civilization or a metal sword from medieval Europe. Artifacts returned to the primary universe are often linked to religious iconography, as their appearance on Earth seems to defy logical explanation. Divine intervention is deemed the only logical conclusion for the appearance of the artifact. So in Donnie Darko, the artifact is the giant jet engine which falls into Donnie's bedroom. The theory is that when the tangent universe was forming as a perfect replica of the primary universe, there was a glitch and two of the same jet engine was created. One of the jet engines is presumably attached to a plane which flies on, while the extra jet engine is the one that falls from the sky and lands on Donnie's house. The tangent universe is unable to handle the existence of this duplicate jet engine, and when it comes time for the tangent universe to unravel in 28 and something days, it will create a black hole in the primary universe that will destroy everything. In order to prevent that destructive black hole from forming in the primary universe, a jet engine must be removed from the tangent universe and sent into the primary universe via a time portal. Once a jet engine is removed and the time for the tangent universe to collapse comes, the tangent universe will unravel safely in on itself without creating a black hole that would otherwise have destroyed the primary universe. At this point, you might ask, why, if the presence of a second jet engine was so problematic in the tangent universe, the addition of a jet engine into the primary universe doesn't cause similar havoc? We're not given a clear answer, but a theory is that the duplicates of things only cause an issue when a universe is collapsing, and as the primary universe is a stable universe and doesn't spontaneously collapse, it is able to handle artifacts sent to it from the tangent universe just fine. Chapter 6: The Living Receiver. The living receiver is chosen to guide the artifact into position for its journey back to the primary universe. No one knows how or why a receiver will be chosen. The living receiver is often blessed with fourth dimensional powers. These include increased strength, telekinesis, mind control, and the ability to conjure fire and water. The living receiver is often tormented by terrifying dreams, visions, and auditory hallucinations during his time within the tangent universe. Those surrounding the living receiver, known as the manipulated, will fear him and try to destroy him. So Donnie is the living receiver, and it falls to him to remove a jet engine from the tangent universe. The way to do this is via a time portal, and the book provides information on how to construct one. Chapter 2: Water and Metal. Water and metal are the key elements of time travel. Water is the barrier element for the construction of time portals used as gateways between universes as the tangent vortex. Metal is the transitional element for the construction of artifact vessels. Near the end of the film, Donnie uses his supernatural powers to rip a jet engine off a red-eye that his mother and his sister are aboard. He then constructs a time portal out of water and guides the jet engine 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes and 12 seconds back in time to the primary universe, thus saving the world. In the film, Donnie Darko is essentially our comic book superhero, and in the tangent universe, a chain of events occur that have the domino effect of leading Donnie toward understanding and then fulfilling his ultimate purpose. The day after the jet engine falls in on Donnie's house, his father drives him home from school and they almost knock down an old lady known as Grandma Death. She whispers into Donnie's ear, "Every living creature on Earth dies alone." As the film progresses, Donnie comprehends that once he sends the artifact back into the primary universe, he will die in the primary universe as the jet engine will fall in on him. Donnie is afraid of dying alone.
You feel alone right now.
I mean, I'd like to believe I'm not, but I've just never seen any proof, so I just don't debate it anymore, you know? It's like I could spend my whole life debating it over and over again, weighing the pros and cons, and in the end I still wouldn't have any proof, so I just don't debate it anymore. It's absurd.
The search for God is absurd?
It is if everyone dies alone.
Does that scare you?
I don't want to be alone.
Grandma Death knows his fear, and her whispered words are an attempt to reassure him. Under Frank's influence, Donnie visits his school one night and, using his supernatural strength, damages a water main which results in flooding. He also embeds an axe into the school's bronze mascot. These acts of vandalism result in school being cancelled, which allows Donnie to spend time with the new girl Gretchen. The pair have a connection and agree to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Donnie has two good friends and he hangs out with them one afternoon. As he practices shooting, his friends drink and watch. Donnie is an impressive marksman, but the audience is distracted from noticing this as he and his friends embark on a graphic discussion regarding the sexual habits of Smurfs. The group notices Grandma Death nearly get run over as she makes her way to her mailbox, and one of Donnie's friends suggests someone should write her a letter, planting the idea in Donnie's head. In the next encounter Donnie has with Frank, Frank mentions time travel. This leads Donnie to ask his science teacher about time travel, and he is given the book The Philosophy of Time Travel, written by Roberta Sparrow. Donnie Darko realizes that Roberta Sparrow is actually Grandma Death. One night when Donnie is at home with his family and friends watching television, he observes a strange liquid spear emerging from people's chests. He sees a similar liquid spear emerging from his own chest, and it leads him to his parents' bedroom where he finds a gun. After this incident, he seeks out his science teacher once more. Donnie speculates that the liquid spears show people their set path.
Like every living thing follows along set path. And if you could see your path or channel, then you could see into the future, right? Like, that was a form of time travel.
Well, you're contradicting yourself, Donnie. If we were able to see our destinies manifest themselves visually, then we would be given a choice to betray our chosen destinies. And the mere fact that this choice exists would make all preformed destiny come to an end.
Not if you travel within God's channel.
Donnie then proceeds to write Grandma Death a letter which he leaves in her mailbox. He has read her book, and by this time he knows that Grandma Death was probably a living receiver in a previous tangent universe.
Dear Roberta Sparrow, I've reached the end of your book, and there's so many things that I need to ask you. Sometimes I'm afraid of what you might tell me. Sometimes I'm afraid that you'll tell me that this is not a work of fiction. I can only hope that the answers will come to me in my sleep. I hope that when the world comes to an end, I can breathe a sigh of relief, because there will be so much to look forward to.
Motivational speaker Jim Cunningham is invited to Donnie's school to give a pep talk. Donnie takes a dislike to Cunningham and disrupts his speech. One afternoon when he's walking home, he finds Cunningham's wallet on the street and discovers his address. Upon instructions from Frank, Donnie goes to Cunningham's house and, using his ability to conjure fire, he burns it to the ground. When the fire brigade are called to the property, they discover that Cunningham is a pedophile with a hidden child sex dungeon. Cunningham's arrest creates the set of circumstances that lead to the film's climax. Kitty Farmer is distraught at Cunningham's arrest. She's still his biggest fan and plans to be there for his arraignment. Unfortunately for her, that clashes with the prior commitment to take dance troupe Sparkle Motion out to Los Angeles for a competition. Donnie's younger sister is the lead dancer in Sparkle Motion, and Miss Farmer manages to convince Donnie's mum to agree to chaperone the dance troupe instead. At the same time, Donnie's father is out of town, and taking advantage of their parents' absence, Donnie and his older sister decide to throw a Halloween party. At the party, Gretchen turns up distraught as her mother has disappeared. She and Donnie then proceed to have sex. Donnie's mother calls the house and informs them that she's on her way back with Sparkle Motion and that they're taking the red eye. At the party, Donnie decides to look into one of the liquid spears, and it's then that he realizes that his time in the tangent universe is almost over. Along with his friends and Gretchen, he rushes to Roberta Sparrow's house. Remembering a previous conversation with his English teacher, Donnie enters the premises using the cellar door. Once inside, they encounter a couple of school bullies, and a fight ensues between them and Donnie and Gretchen. As a result, Gretchen is knocked into the road. In the meantime, Grandma Death is at the mailbox reading Donnie's letter when a car drives down and has to swerve in order not to hit her. But that emergency swerve means that the car hits and consequently kills Gretchen. A boy dressed in a bunny rabbit outfit emerges. This is Frank, Donnie's older sister's boyfriend, who was at the party earlier and went to get beer. A shaken Frank asks if Gretchen is dead, and an angry Donnie takes out the gun he found in his parents' bedroom and shoots Frank squarely in the eye. We know already that Donnie is a crack shot and he doesn't miss. Frank is killed, and the Frank in the bunny rabbit costume, who has been guiding Donnie all this time, has now been created. Donnie realizes that the time has come to return the jet engine back to the primary universe. He has lost the girl he loves and has just killed someone. There is nothing more left for him in the tangent universe, which has reached its limited shelf life and is beginning to unravel. Donnie bows to the inevitable. He uses his power of telekinesis to rip a jet engine from the red eye his mother and sister are aboard and then creates a time portal using water. He then guides the jet engine back in time to the primary universe. All the people in the film, including the teachers and Frank and Gretchen, are working to assist Donnie in sending the jet engine into the primary universe. These people fall into two camps, the manipulated dead and the manipulated living. The manipulated dead are the people who die in the tangent universe, i.e. Frank and Gretchen. The philosophy of time travel explains that the manipulated dead are incredibly powerful and have some idea of the impending danger to the primary universe if the artifact is not removed from the tangent universe. The manipulated dead are able to time travel, and that is exactly what Frank did after Donnie shot him in the eye. His ghost travelled back to the time when the tangent universe was created and saved Donnie from the falling jet engine so Donnie could live out the next 28 and something days and ultimately remove a jet engine from the tangent universe. Gretchen's role as a manipulated dead is equally powerful. It is her death which convinces Donnie to make peace with his fate. The rest of the players in the film, Donnie's teachers, therapist and family, are all the manipulated living who are working to persuade Donnie to fulfill his destiny via their books and conversations. Apart from Frank, the manipulated for the most part seem unaware that they are living in a tangent universe. However, there are moments of insight.
Donnie Darko.
I know.
Chapter 9. Insurance Trap. The manipulated dead will set an insurance trap. The living receiver must ensure the fate of all mankind. This chapter explains that in order to make sure Donnie sends the jet engine back to the primary universe, the manipulated dead conspire to create a set of circumstances that force Donnie's hand. The chain of events triggered by Donnie flooding the school and burning down Cunningham's house lead to Gretchen's death and Donnie's killing of Frank. Those deaths in turn dramatically limit Donnie's choices at the end of the film. His girlfriend is dead, he has just killed someone, the tangent universe is collapsing, and unless the jet engine is removed, a black hole will eventually destroy the primary universe containing all of Donnie's family and friends and the living versions of Gretchen and Frank. As a result, Donnie decides to send the jet engine back to the primary universe. The set of circumstances that force Donnie to make that decision is the insurance trap. Although most of the events in the film occurred in the tangent universe, once Donnie sends the jet engine back, several of the characters in the primary universe seem to have some recollection of what happened, as evidenced by their manner in the closing montage. This awareness felt by the characters is referenced in the final chapter in the philosophy of time travel. Chapter 12. Dreams. When the manipulated awaken from their journey into the tangent universe, they are often haunted by their experience in their dreams. Many of them will not remember. Those who do remember the journey are often overcome with profound remorse for the regretful actions buried within their dreams. Donnie Darko has a level of detail that makes it tempting to assign significance to every moment in the film in order to understand the story, but that would be a mistake. For example, the man in the red tracksuit who is following Donnie is revealed to be a Federal Aviation Administration employee assigned to shadow Donnie after the jet engine fell out of the sky. That extraordinary event panicked the FAA to such a degree that they felt the Darko family should be monitored. This revelation is made in the director's commentary and is a detail that could easily be missed when viewing the film. The only time we are given a clue as to the identity of the man in the red tracksuit is in the final moments of the film when he is stood with a number of other FAA agents outside of Donnie's house in the primary universe in the aftermath of Donnie's death. Knowing who the red tracksuit guy is isn't strictly necessary in order to understand the film as a whole, as he doesn't affect or further Donnie's journey in the Tangent universe. Similarly, Charita Chen also doesn't appear to have a specific function in the Tangent universe, but she is a poignant character, and her interactions with Donnie reveal much about him. He displays kindness and empathy, and it is hinted that he identifies with Chen as he himself feels like an outsider. We've spoken of the manipulated dead and living, but who is doing the manipulating? Technologically advanced beings from the future? Aliens? Ghosts? Or God? Donnie seems to hone in on the last possibility.
No, I think what you're talking about is an act of God.
Well, if God controls time, then all time's pre-decided.
I'm not following you.
Like, every living thing follows along set path. And if you could see your path or channel, then you could see into the future, right? Like, that's a form of time travel.
Well, you're contradicting yourself, Donnie. If we were able to see our destinies manifest themselves visually, then we would be given a choice to betray our chosen destinies. And the mere fact that this choice exists would make all preformed destiny come to an end.
Not if you travel within God's channel.
I'm not going to be able to continue this conversation.
Why?
I could lose my job.
Okay.
In the end, Donnie comes to accept his task. Donnie acknowledges what seems to him divine intervention, shouting Deus Ex Machina as he struggles with the school bully in Grandma Death's front yard.
Did you call the fucking cops?
Deus Machina.
What did you just say? What the fuck did you just say?
Our savior.
The term Deus Ex Machina is from ancient Greek and Roman times and is directly translated as God from the machine. The phrase describes the unexpected intervention of a power or an event that abruptly resolves a seemingly hopeless problem. When Donnie returns a jet engine to the primary universe, he is seen laughing in his bed, and director Richard Kelly explained the reason for Donnie's laughter as twofold. Donnie partly believes the events of the Tangent universe were a dream and he is laughing with relief. But at the same time, through the experiences in the Tangent universe, Donnie has achieved enlightenment and he is no longer afraid of dying alone. Does Donnie have to die in order to save the primary universe? In a nutshell, probably not. It's likely that Roberta Sparrow was a living receiver once upon a time, and she didn't die in the fulfillment of her task. From what is written in the philosophy of time travel, it appears that the continuing existence of the primary universe only requires the removal of an artifact from the Tangent universe. Provided that Donnie was able to retain his knowledge from the Tangent universe, he could have easily saved himself in the primary universe after returning the jet engine simply by jumping out of his bed and removing himself to a safer location. But perhaps by that point, Donnie felt that there was no need to continue. In his acceptance of his fate and perhaps of God, he has transcended his own mortality. And so that brings me to the end of my explanation and analysis of Donnie Darko. But this is a multi-layered film that combines theology, science and fantasy with no one definitive interpretation. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe to London City Girl for more film analysis videos. Thanks for stopping by and supporting my channel, and I'll see you next time.